Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are live. This is United Daily Live, the place where we are live every single night at 10:30 p.m. UK time to bring you the latest in Manchester United news, views, headlines, transfer rumours, all that good stuff. And we are talking about the Sergios again. Could there be one Sergio heading into Manchester United and one Sergio heading out? We look at rumours linking Chelsea with a move for Sergio Romero after we've heard rumours over the last couple of days linking Aston Villa with a move for our goalkeeper, our third choice goalkeeper now that Dean Henderson has returned to a club on a big bumper contract, and Chelsea are rumoured to be in with a move for Sergio Romero. So we'll be looking at those reports. We'll also be looking at the news in relation to Sergio Reguilon. Yesterday we heard that Manchester United had made a bid of 30 million euros and they'd lodged that bid with Real Madrid, and Real Madrid were going to make a decision on the player's future next week. Well, we've got updates on that news and on that story that was coming out of Spain yesterday. There's conflicting stories today coming out of Spain in relation to Reguilon. Some of them are saying that he's destined for Sevilla, but some of them are giving Manchester United that interest and reporting Manchester United have made that bid. And we've also got an update from our guy Fabrizio Romano as well on Sergio Reguilon. So we'll be looking at that too. Also, Mason Greenwood's got a new shirt number. With that, a number 11 shirt coming in for Mason Greenwood. An iconic shirt for Manchester United. It's been in the hands of, obviously, Ryan Giggs is one of those that have made it the most iconic shirt, but also Georgie Best wore it once upon a time. Anthony Martial wore it, as we know, and now Mason Greenwood will occupy that number 11 shirt for Manchester United. Brandon Williams has also got an upgraded number as well from 53 to 33 for Brandon Williams, but it's the one Mason Greenwood who's got the number 11 which has grabbed all the headlines. And also Manchester United's number 7 shirt is still available, so I'm sure we'll have an update on Jadon Sancho, who's been touted as the potential man to fill that number 7 shirt. Now, not only are we talking about numbers and shirt numbers, also we've seen the shirt, the third shirt for Manchester United has been leaked again today, and this one looks quite credible, quite legit. We've seen some of the model photos for this shirt, and look, as you can see, I'm wearing a Nigeria shirt which is quite loud, and Manchester United's third kit is quite loud, but it is bloody awful. I don't know if it's just the shirt on its own would look alright maybe, but the shirt, the shorts, the socks, everything about it combined together does not look great, and I'm quite sure someone at Adidas absolutely hates Manchester United. Or do we owe them money or something? I'm not too sure, but there's got to be a reason why Adidas are giving us these awful kits. So we'll grab a little picture up of that kit as well for you guys that haven't seen it. I know a lot of you were flooding in now after Late Night Live has finished with Joe Smith over on Stretford Paddock. How was Late Night Live tonight? I missed it tonight. I was setting up for this show, but hopefully it was quite good. As always, it's going to be good with Joe at the helm, innit? Marcos Rojo has been linked with a move to Serie A as well. We've seen a fair few of our players head out to Serie A. Matteo Darmian, who's at Parma, has been linked with a move to Inter Milan. It looks like Antonio Conte just wants all of Manchester United's team from around 2016-17. Matteo Darmian's been linked with a move to Inter Milan, but we know he's in Serie A already. Romelu Lukaku, Alexis Sanchez, Ashley Young, Chris Smalling, Henrik Mkhitaryan, all these players headed out for Serie A, and now we're looking at Marcos Rojo, who's been linked with a move to Lazio, the other team in Rome, and could he be heading out there? Obviously he's been talking about wanting to stay in Argentina, but it may be the case that none of those Argentinian sides can afford his transfer fee that Manchester United would want, or his wages, and Man United aren't going to be looking to send him out on loan again next season if it means we have to pay all his wages, are we? So that's what we've got in store for you guys on today's show. That was a quick roundup, I suppose, but we'll get stuck into all of that news as soon as we've done the On This Day for today. And it's the 4th of September today, and on this day, Wednesday the 4th of September 1957, Manchester United helped create a record attendance for a midweek Football League fixture when 72,077 supporters turned up for their 3-3 draw against Everton at Goodison Park. John Berry, Dennis Violet and Liam Whelan are on target with the goals for the Busby Babes. The 4th of September 1957. Manchester United helping create a record attendance for a midweek football league fixture. I wonder when they stopped counting midweek football league attendance records and all that kind of stuff. But on this day in 1957, United helped set a record which I'm sure has gone on to be broken by now. So there we have it in terms of the on this day. But as we were saying, we're talking about the Sergios, Sergio Reguilon and Sergio Romero. Now Sergio Romero has been Manchester United's sturdy understudy for a while. He's been our backup goalkeeper, stepped in, got a fair few clean sheets and helped us win a few cup competitions along the way as well. He's done absolutely fantastically well for Manchester United, but with Dean Henderson returning to the club, signing a long-term contract on a new £100,000 per week contract, and obviously saying he's not going back out on loan, he's staying at Old Trafford and he's fighting with David De Gea for that number one spot. I think that tells you all you need to know about Sergio Romero's future. His future lies away from Manchester United, away from the club. We heard from The Athletic that Manchester United were asking for an £8 to £10 million transfer fee, which we were believed Aston Villa had made an offer of £8 million for Sergio Romero, and it looked like he could potentially be joining there. Now Sergio Romero was supposedly frustrated with not being selected for the latter stages of the Europa League when we saw David De Gea come back in and not being communicated or given communication of the fact that Dean Henderson was returning to the club. So you can see why he would feel disappointed in the way maybe Manchester United have gone about things, but it kind of clarifies Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's decision to play David De Gea, because he probably knew Dean Henderson was coming back to the club. He knew Dean Henderson was coming back to fight with David De Gea. And what's the point bringing in Sergio Romero, who we clearly didn't see a future for at the club anymore? So it kind of makes sense, but you can understand why Sergio Romero would be disappointed. So now we're hearing that a whole host of clubs are coming in for him, and it's not just clubs from around Europe, it's clubs from the Premier League. We heard Aston Villa wanted him. There was a brief interest from Everton as well, which we heard rumoured not too long ago. Leeds United were linked with a move for him, and Chelsea have been linked with a move for him before, but the Athletic are saying that Frank Lampard's weighing up a move for Sergio Romero. Now we know they've got issues with their goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga, who I think they paid a world record fee for a goalkeeper for him, and he hasn't lived up to the standards or the expectations that would suggest, you know, he should be holding down that number one spot without any doubt. But we've seen Willy Caballero being used. Chelsea have spent an awful lot of money. Today they announced that Kai Havertz was coming in, and that's probably the last of their big money that they're going to spend. I know they've had a few windows where they haven't been spending money, but they've spent money on Timo Werner, Chilwell, Kai Havertz. That's big money spent there, and obviously they brought in Ziyech as well. So they're probably shopping around for a bargain goalkeeper. And if Manchester United are demanding £8 to £10 million for Sergio Romero, you can totally see why someone like Frank Lampard and Chelsea would be interested in him. Now, I think if Chelsea were to be interested in him, United have to be doubling that fee, or at least saying, 15-20 million to you. Because, look, it's not Aston Villa where, you know, alright, he could have a worldie against us 2 times in the season, but we're not going to be in a fight with Aston Villa for any league positions. So if Chelsea were interested, United should be asking for at least double the fee of £8 to £10 million, 16 to £20 million if it's to Chelsea, especially when you look at some of the money they've been throwing around recently. But you can see why Chelsea would be interested. Aston Villa have been heavily linked as well, but you could see also why Sergio Romero would maybe think, actually, let me just wait and see who else comes in. Because yes, Aston Villa could probably offer him a decent wage, offer him Premier League football week in, week out, but there are other clubs who could maybe offer him European football, playing the Europa League or playing the Champions League, as you'd get with Chelsea. So you can understand why Sergio Romero wouldn't be rushing into a decision on his future, but I think it's clear his future lies away from Manchester United, and Chelsea are another one of those clubs that are being linked with a move for him, and good luck to him. I know a lot of people are saying, why aren't Manchester United getting more than £10 million for him? I know you should be getting more for him, 15 million minimum you'd think for someone like Sergio Romero. But you've also got to look at the fact that he's been a backup goalkeeper for a long time. He's now third choice goalkeeper on a decent wage of around £100,000 a week, £120,000 a week. And Manchester United want to get that wage off our wage bill. we're going to want to do that. We're also, we have a good relationship with the player. We're not going to look to stand in his way by demanding a ridiculous fee for him. It's just not going to happen. So you can see why they've kind of come to this figure of around £10 million for him, if it's to be believed what we're hearing in the press. But Chelsea coming back in for him, Leeds, Everton, Villa being linked with a move for him. Let's get a little bit of a bidding war going. It's clear he's going to go. Who's he going to go to? Who wants to pay more for him? So I'm sure we'll hear this one dragging on for a little bit longer. Sergio Romero's future. It's gonna take a while to settle, but he's gonna be leaving Manchester United. There's no way he'll be our goalkeeper when the window closes on October the 5th. I don't think he'll be at Manchester United at all, even if it does drag on into the start of the season or something like that. So that's what I think in regards to Sergio Romero, and these are the reports that are coming out at this moment in time. He's not really been heavily linked with any club abroad at this moment in time. There's been a few names mentioned here and there over the past couple of months, but nothing real major being discussed in terms of Sergio Romero going elsewhere but the Premier League. So let's wait and see what happens. As we're talking about, another Sergio that has been linked with the club has been Sergio Reguilon. Now, we heard yesterday Sport was saying United had tabled a €30 million bid, which is around 26.5 million for Sergio Reguilon. Now, Real Madrid were reported to want 20 to 25 million euros for him, with a buyback clause inserted in there. I'm guessing if it's true that United have bid 30 million euros, then that's probably to take out that buyback clause. But then we heard today from ABC via United report that United have joined the bidding for Sergio Reguilon and are able to offer 30 million euros. Real Madrid are analysing that proposal. Madrid's ideas are to have a 25% sell-on clause and first refusal on any future transfer or loan with an obligation to buy. So that's what we're hearing from ABC. But we also heard from other places in terms of that he was definitely going to go to Sevilla. So there does seem to be a lot of crossed wires in terms of what's coming out in relation to the future of Sergio Reguilon and where he's going to go. Is this just him and his agent trying to smoke out interest in him and trying to get some more offers to the table? We've seen many players and agents in the past link their player with Manchester United, so other bids coming. We know clubs will do that. We know it happens. So, we just kind of have to wait and see how this one develops. But I could totally see United being interested in him. I think Brandon Williams can be an alternative at left back and right back, so he could possibly push over to the right hand side. And Reguilon could come in and challenge Luke Shaw. I think if we bought Reguilon in, eventually he'd be your left back, your first choice left back. But I'm not too sure on these reports because there's so much conflicting news in regards to it that you don't really know what's going on. Now, Sport Witness put out another story not long ago saying Manchester United have appeared. This isn't their story, they're just analysing reports that are out there. So United have appeared in the fray for Real Madrid youngster Sergio Reguilon, with Sevilla also battling to re-sign him. That's according to Estadio Deportivo, who say United are willing to pay between 25 and 30 million euros to secure the Spaniard's signature. Reguilon spent last season on loan with Sevilla, becoming a key player and playing a starring role as they won the Europa League. The loan deal has come to an end and he's returned to Real Madrid, but his future remains in the air as there is no place for him in Zidane's squad at present. They obviously hold Mendy and Marcelo ahead of him at this moment in time, but it's believed people within Real Madrid's ranks do actually hold him in high regard and they want to keep him, but Zidane wouldn't mind cashing in on him. So it's led to numerous reports that he could be moving elsewhere, with a long line of suitors including several in the Premier League all keen on signing him. United are one of them, with them being first named as the potential destination at the end of August. There have been several reports since then, with Sport reporting United's interest today and claiming they're willing to pay as much as 30 million euro for him, although they debated whether a move to Old Trafford would happen. Estadio then picked up on these reports and provide their own information. They say United entered the battle for Reguilon in the last hours, describing them as a tough competitor for Sevilla. They reiterate the idea that they'd be willing to spend 25 to 30 million euros, adding that Sevilla cannot compete with Solskjaer's side on an economic level. It's also claimed Reguilon does not dislike the idea of a move as he would be guaranteed first team football, and United are in the Champions League as well. So it's interesting to hear how these reports are developing. Marca, on the other hand, come out and say all roads lead to his return to Sevilla. So you've got Marca saying one thing, you've got other reporters saying other things in terms of Sergio Reguilon's future. So we just have to wait and see what happens. It seems like he's definitely not going to be at Real Madrid next season. Whether that's on a loan deal to Sevilla or a permanent deal elsewhere remains to be seen. But he's a well sought after player. There's a lot of clubs in for him, and it's no surprise because he's very, very talented. And again, at 25 million euro, 30 million euro, I think it would represent an absolute bargain for Manchester United to be able to bring in someone like that. You look at Van der Beek for £36 million. You get Reguilon for about 25. You know, roughly around 60 million for those two players is a good bit of business. It's a very good bit of business. If you can then bring in Jadon Sancho, I think that would represent a fantastic transfer window. But it's all up in the air at the moment, and as we're seeing, nobody really knows what's going on in terms of it. Fabrizio Romano, though, let me just bring that up actually. Fabrizio Romano did confirm Manchester United's interest, saying, where's that gone now? Saying nothing has been advanced at the moment regarding Reguilon to Manchester United, but there are just talks for now. So he's confirmed that there are talks between Manchester United and Reguilon. Whether those, come into a bid or him signing for United remains to be seen. So let's see what goes on there. But it looks like Sergio Romero will not be at United next season, and Reguilon will not be at Real Madrid next season. But where will they be? We're no closer to finding out today, but let's wait and see. Dubsy with the super chat says, we can't possibly sell Romero to Chelsea, can we? They're obviously going for the title. Also, your take on Henderson. I think I kind of felt the best move for Henderson was to stay at Sheffield United for another season. But him coming back in to challenge David De Gea, I'm not totally against that. I mean, David De Gea's looked, to be polite, complacent at times for Manchester United. And we just need to challenge him again. I don't think Sergio Romero challenged him enough. And you heard the Dean Henderson quotes this week talking about how he wants to come in and take the number one spot. I think that says it all. As for Chelsea, yes, they're competing for the same spots in the table as us. In terms of the signings that we want to the position that we want to be in. So selling Romero to them wouldn't be the most sensible bit of business. But look, everyone's getting scared about the business Chelsea have done. I think Chilwell's a decent signing, but am I bothered by that at left back? Not really. Ziyech, Werner, decent bits of business. Am I bothered by it? The one that I think's a crazy bit of business is Kai Havertz. I think that could turn out to be a proper shrewd signing, even at the big fee that it's at, 100 million euros or something. But I think that could be, a really, really good signing. But none of the other signings bother me. I'd rather have Martial over Werner. I'd rather have Rashford over Ziyech, or if we get Sancho over Ziyech. Like, Thiago Silva's old, his best years are behind him. Like, I don't think it's guaranteed they're going to challenge for the title. Everyone's talking about them like they are. I don't think there's any guarantees. But look, this isn't a Chelsea show. This is United Daily Live. Let's talk about Manchester United. And Mason Greenwood has got that number 11 shirt. We also seen Brandon Williams get the 33 shirt. Donny van der Beek's obviously the new number 34. And Mason Greenwood will wear the number 11 for Manchester United. Made iconic in modern times by Sir Ryan Giggs. Obviously Manchester United's record appearance holder, record medal holder, got it all, hasn't he, Ryan Giggs? And Mason Greenwood will be stepping in those footsteps and stepping into the shirt. Obviously a completely different kind of player. Play different kind of, football's changed. It'd be interesting to see where Ryan Giggs would have played in a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3, playing further forward. How many more goals would they have got in those kind of formations? Because football has moved on a lot. But Mason Greenwood will be occupying a wide position for Manchester United, whether on the right or the left, and obviously through the middle as well. I think if we sign Jadon Sancho, he almost becomes your rotation for Martial, and also someone you can bring off the bench, sometimes start on the right too if you need to give Sancho a rest if we sign him. But yeah, I think Mason Greenwood's someone that can challenge for Wayne Rooney's record as Manchester United's greatest goal scorer. And if he fulfills his potential, there's no reason why he won't be at the club for the next 10-15 years, and he'll make Greenwood 11 as iconic as Ryan Giggs 11. Obviously, an awfully long way to go. A lot of things can happen, and he's still a young player with potential at the moment. He's got to fulfill that, but he looks like he's got his head screwed on. He's got the right people around him. He's got his feet firmly on the ground, and he wants to improve and improve and improve. But what a first season for him! 17 goals. Hardly started games at the start of the campaign for the first half, and then after the break he was obviously starting a lot more games. But incredible first season for him. One of the best teenagers in world football, if not the best. And yeah, happy as a Manchester United player. And giving him the number 11, I don't think that will make him. We've seen some players get shirt numbers and they can't live up to them. I don't think he'll bother about what shirt numbers on his back, to be honest with you. I don't think it will pay make any difference to the way Mason Greenwood plays, or the pressure that he feels or anything like that. He seems cool, calm, calculated, and clinical, and I don't think a shirt number will change things for him. So exciting times for Mason Greenwood. Obviously it's just a shirt number, but at places like Manchester United, where the 11 shirt's iconic, the 7 shirt's iconic, you have to live up to them, and I'm sure Mason Greenwood will do that. I feel quite certain about that, which is ridiculous really, because it's a massive number. But Ryan Giggs wearing that, what he did in that shirt, if he can achieve half of that much, he would have had a great career. But yeah, buzzing for Mason Greenwood, absolutely buzzing for him. Let's hope he can continue his development as a Manchester United player. Marcos Rojo, as we said, has been linked with a move in Italy to Lazio. Now we don't know whether this is just paper talk or anything more than that, but interesting to hear more clubs are coming in for him. Let's just get this article up. So it's La Repubblica who have said there might be a breakthrough in the case of Marcos Rojo. Rojo spent the latter half of last season on loan at Estudiantes, but has since returned. The report from La Repubblica claims United have set a £7 million asking price for Rojo, and Lazio view him as a possible option to improve their defence. Lazio seems like the right place for a little bit of Marcos Rojo madness, doesn't it? But £7 million, surely we'll have a few takers at that price. You're raising £7 million from Rojo, the same from Phil Jones. You get 10 mil from Sergio Romero. That's about 25 mil there. You sell Smalling for about 20. That's 45 mil. You got £9 million profit on Donny van der Beek from that, and you've got Alexis Sanchez off your books already. So these are deals that United need to do. I think Rojo, Smalling, Romero, I think we might see those guys leave before we see any more signings. I think they could happen very quickly, or we'll get those kind of deals sorted out for them. But really looking forward to seeing how this transfer window develops, because we don't need to do loads of business. We need to get 2 more signings in. We know that. But I do think they might have a few surprises up their sleeve. Maybe a bonus 1 extra or 2. It's why we're hearing us linked with Dale Upamecano and Sergio Reguilon, because it looks like United are putting feelers out there. Maybe they've realised we've got a little bit more money left. Maybe the plan was to sign Sancho and Grealish, and then once we realised Borussia Dortmund weren't fucking around with the price, we thought, alright, let's just get Donny van der Beek instead of Grealish. That'll leave us with a bit more money to spend, and then we'll go out for Jadon Sancho full speed ahead. I don't know, but let's see what happens. Apart from that, there's not much else out there today. Obviously it's a quiet one because we've got the Europa Nations League, or UEFA Nations League, or whatever you call it these days. We've obviously got the UEFA Nations League going on, and all that good stuff, but just don't know. There's not a lot going on at the minute. Maybe it's the quiet before the storm from Manchester United. I Am King, we'll be back in the office next week, so we'll get uncensored and all that good stuff done next week. Smaldini's not gone yet, but he'll be gone soon. I imagine, David, it's not far from round the corner. Is Chris Smalling leaving? Sergio Romero leaving? Marcos Rojo leaving? You'd imagine. It looks like Manchester United are having a cull of the remaining Deadwood, and we could see loads of that going in the near future. Anyway, guys, this has been United Daily Live. Thank you to you all for tuning in. Over 1,000 of you. Make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing, and you're keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Oh, actually, before we go, we forgot to discuss the dreadful shirt, didn't we? So I've just seen a few more pictures of the shirt. So this is the shirt. There. Like, that is awful. Like, you might have been able to get away with the shirt if the shorts weren't the same, but that's a pretty bad shirt in my opinion. The socks are the same. Like, there's no respite from that zebra pattern. Like, oh, I don't know what we're doing. That's how the names look on the shirt. The back of the shirt actually isn't that bad. Kind of looks a little bit like the Nigeria shirt that I'm wearing from the back. But the front of the shirt is awful. And yeah, that's the back of the shirt. So not a great shirt at all. Clearly someone at Adidas hates Manchester United. But what can we do, eh? What can we do? Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.